Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel and to another Meals of the Week video. So today is Sunday and we're having Spanish chicken and rice, and I cooked it in the pressure cooker, which worked really well. However, I thought because quite often things come out watery that I wouldn't need to use as much water as it stated on the packet instructions, but no, do use as much water because I forgot how much water the risotto or paella rice absorbs, so it definitely could have done with the full amount of water being used. Now, this was a dinner I didn't think my children would like. I thought I was going to get a lot of pushback from them, but they all liked it. Even Charlie, who doesn't really like rice or any kind of carbs apart from bread, he really liked it. So this was our dinner for Sunday, and I am thrilled that it was a dinner that most people tried and liked. Okay, so tonight is Monday and I was going to do the kids cheese toasties and things for dinner until I opened their lunch boxes and found that half of them hadn't eaten half of their lunches. So this is Zach's and he's having his sandwich that he didn't eat for lunch, his grapes that he didn't eat in his lunch, and I'm just giving him a few slices of chorizo, a little cheese slice, half a dino roll, a couple of slices of apple and just a little bit of lettuce there. That's what he's going to have for his tea tonight. Charlie did eat his sandwich, so I've just made him a chocolate spread sandwich, given him a brioche roll, half a dino roll, some apple, a couple of slices of chorizo and some lettuce because he likes lettuce. And Lily didn't eat most of her lunch, so this is all from her lunch. So I've just, she ate some of her cheese sandwich, so she's got the rest of her cheese sandwich, all of her bits from her lunch, plus a couple of slices of chorizo and a little bit of apple. She did have apple this morning with her breakfast anyway, but yeah, so it's just a really easy one for the kids tonight because I'm not in the business of wasting food, especially when it costs so much to buy. Right, so here is mine and Gareth's dinner for Monday evening. We've got baked tortellini with some lettuce and some peas, and I've just grated some cheese on top. The kids are creating a massive uproar in the living room for some reason, but we are going to go and watch some TV with them while we eat before they go to bed. Okay, so today is Tuesday evening and I'm doing a Bolognese, and in here I have got a third of a pack of pork and beef mince that I bought in the shopping today, 2 carrots, 2 celery stalks, a red onion, some garlic granules because the fresh garlic I had wasn't very good, and a handful of mixed herbs and some black pepper. So I'm going to brown this off and then I'm going to add, and I've also popped a couple of spoonfuls of sugar in. Then I'm going to add some tomato passata in and pop it on to cook for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes maybe. You can hear it just starting to heat up, and I put some oil at the bottom of the pan as well because that's important. And now you can see that I have been just breaking it all down and it's starting to all cook and meld together. If I was doing this on the stove rather than in the pressure cooker, I would have added the meat after I'd sort of cooked the veggies a bit, but in the pressure cooker it kind of all just goes in together really nicely. So I'm just going to add my passata now, and then I don't know why, if it's just a thing that's always been done, but like my mum has always added a bit of milk to her bolognese sauce, so I've always done that. I don't know if it's something that she'd learn or what. I'm sorry if you can hear like a siren in the background, I don't really know where that's coming from. So yeah, I always add a little dash of milk to mine as well. I saw it in a cooking show once. I don't know if it's like an Italian thing or what, I have no idea, but that's just how my mum's always done it, so that's how I do it too, and that's what I saw once on a cooking program. There's just a splash of milk gone in there. Gonna mix it all in. Popped a little bit of sugar in beforehand just to cut through the acidity of the tomatoes. And yeah, I'm just gonna pop the lid on this and then let that cook, and then you'll see what it looks like in a minute. Just filled a pan up with water, put salt in there and just a little bit of oil. I'm using this sunflower and olive oil mix that I got it from work. Someone left it behind in a room, so I just took it home because I think that siren's on my kid's computer. So yeah, that's what I've popped in there. I won't do this until after the slow cooker, no, not the slow cooker, the pressure cooker is finished. So now I am moving on to making some bread rolls to go with dinner. I'm only making small ones for dinner, and I'm making some slightly bigger ones to go in lunches for tomorrow, just because we're having pasta, so we don't need a load of bread on the side. But for my fussy children, I just want to make sure that they're not hungry, and it just seems to me way more healthy to home make my bread and rolls, because there's literally only sort of 4 or 5 things in there rather than all the emulsifiers and preservatives. This is just plain flour, or bread, flour, yeast, water, and either butter or olive oil, depending on what, and a little bit of salt, depending on which recipe I'm using. So the dough has been in my bread maker, and that does all the hard work, and then I just have to take it out and then like either form it into like a loaf shape or just roll it out a bit so I can then separate it into like rolls. And I don't do this like any kind of fancy way or pretty way, they just come out looking extremely homemade. But I tell you, my children flipping love them, and so does Gareth, and so do I. Like if you get a warm roll out of the oven and put butter on it, that's just the best. And I like it with jam as well if I'm having breakfast. They're just so yummy. Yeah, and just much better for you than store-bought bread without all the nasties in there. So yeah, that is what I am doing at the moment. There's not really anything else to say about that really, other than it's really, really yummy. Now I've made some small ones to go with dinner, and I think those 4 are the ones I'm going to need for tomorrow for lunches. So I'm just going to put them all on baking trays and then stick them in the oven and then clean up all of the mess. And here they are, all ready to go in the oven. As you can see, there is a size difference. And those are the ones for lunch, and those are the ones for dinner. They were on the bottom rack, so the top ones will come out more sort of like browned on top. I did pop the other ones back in just to brown them off a bit, but my oven, if you cook things on the top rack, I don't know about other people's ovens, but it goes much quicker on my top rack than it does on the lower one. I don't know why. The pasta bubbling away nicely here. I'm just going to turn it down a little bit. And I have opened up the valve on the pressure cooker, so I'll show you what the sauce looks like now. Moment of truth for everybody, because I've not seen it yet. Ooh, there we are, and there's a bolognese sauce. Yum, yum, yum. Give it a stir. You have to excuse if I'm not very good at this. I'm not using my left hand, and I am left-handed, but I can't really film with my right hand as easily, so that is the bolognese sauce, which I hope is really yummy. Now I do quite often put a bay leaf in my bolognese sauce, but I haven't today. And then when I do put a bay leaf in my bolognese sauce and do it in the pressure cooker, I quite often forget it's there and then leave it, and then one of us finds a leaf in our dinner. The American TV cook, Rachel Ray, she always goes on about, like, I wish I had smell-o-vision, and I wish we did have smell-o-vision, because then you would smell how nice this smells, and like the bread smells gorgeous as well. Like my kitchen smells quite nice right now. Okay, so the tip that I learned from Frugal Money Saver, the lady on there, she says to put a little spoonful of your pasta sauce in your pasta to stop it from sticking together before you serve it all up. So here we go. Maybe I'll just put... Although, actually, what I do need to do is take out Charlie's portion and Lily's before I mix it all up, because otherwise I will be crucified by my children.
Yes.
You're going to crucify me, are you? And ruin your dinner. Give this a good mix around. I will try and share with you one day when I do some cooking videos is my granddad's meatball recipe that he taught me when I was over in California, and it's really, really good. So there we go. I will dig out my recipe because I wrote it down after what he told me. I'm glad that I did as well because he's not around anymore. So I'm glad that I wrote that down when I got home. Okay, so here's the pasta. I think putting a little spoonful or two of sauce in has helped. And hopefully when I dish it up it's not going to be all stodgy and gloopy like it can get if it's sat in the pan for a minute. So here are the kids' dinners all dished up. I did give a little bit of the sauce to Charlie and Lily to try if they wanted to, but they didn't. I think Lily might have dipped a bit of pasta in it. Zach ate all of his, loved it, thought it was amazing. And I will say, putting a couple of spoonfuls of sauce in the pasta did make the pasta taste especially nice. Almost kind of like buttery, melty kind in the mouth. I don't know what it was, but it was super delicious. So I'll definitely be doing that in the future. Okay, so tonight is Wednesday. Please excuse the sound of the washing machine in the background. It's on a spin cycle and I really don't want to pause it. No one's winning any prizes for brilliant dinners tonight. So Gareth and Charlie are over at Nanny's because Gareth's taking it in turns to take each of the children with him when he goes for dinner. And today's Charlie's turn. So I just thought I'd do something really easy and simple. Zach loves sausage, beans and egg. Easy dinner. Lily doesn't want any of that. She wanted chicken nuggets, so I had 2 chicken nuggets. She's got a couple of bits of cheese, a bear yo-yo, a yogurt and a fruit pouch. So yeah, I mean she doesn't have the biggest appetite, but if she's still hungry afterwards I can give her something else. But yeah, she doesn't eat a lot, as you'll probably know if you've watched any of my previous meals of the week. Moving on to the next night's dinner, please excuse the way I'm dressed. I have got a new top to wear to work, so it's not very flattering and I haven't gotten changed since I've come home. Tonight for dinner, I don't think Gareth was with us, but I defrosted a pack of chicken legs and cooked them up for me and the children, and I think I just made some homemade rolls again, and we had that with either salad or vegetables. So I've just got some oil in a pan heating up and I'm popping the chicken legs in there. Just to brown them off before I put them in the dish to put them in the oven. Yeah, I just find that makes them taste nice and I can season them as well. So I'm just reaching into my herbs and spices cupboard and getting out some garlic granules, and I think I used some mixed herbs tonight as well, just because I didn't want to do anything too adventurous because it was just for me and the children, but you know, yeah, I wanted it to be nice. So the children did really like this dinner. This is Lily's favourite kind of meat to eat. My kids refer to it as chicken on the bone, and when they ask me what's for dinner I'll say it's chicken on the bone and they get really excited. But this is Lily's favourite type of chicken to have. She absolutely loves chicken, so I do try and cook it fairly regularly for them. It's also pretty cheap. I think I got about 5 or 6 chicken drumsticks in Morrison's recently for £1 a pack, so I thought that was brilliant value for money. I really like chicken legs, but for some reason Charlie doesn't like them. I don't know why. I might try him on them again soon, but I think they're really delicious, as I'm not as big a fan of chicken drumsticks as everybody else is. So here they are all in the pan. I think I added some more oil because it was starting to go a bit dry on the pan, and I've just turned them over, browning them off slightly, and then I'm going to chuck them in a casserole dish, cover it with foil and put them in the oven. And I'm tipping all the extra juices and oil and things in with it just to keep the flavour in. The chicken turned out really moist. It didn't brown as much as I thought it would, but I think I probably didn't leave the tinfoil off for long enough, but it didn't affect how the chicken tasted. It was really moist, really tender. It was just really nice and the kids all loved it, and that's the main thing. I had pretty clear plates at the end of dinner time. And here I go again, making some more bread rolls, just chucking all the dough ingredients in the bread maker a little while before dinner. It takes an hour and a half for the dough to be ready. The longer you can let it rise for, the better, but I do find if you haven't got the time to let it rise, it still comes out nice. It's a little more of a dense bread that comes out, but it's like slightly more doughy, but me and my family, we all really like that. Yeah, it's just going down a treat. Charlie says he loves them 100, which is good, I suppose, but yeah, so it's not really any effort to make bread every day, and I have ordered a bread slicer from Amazon to see if that will help, because then I can make my own sliced bread. So now I'm just shaping the bread into a kind of a rough loaf shape, and I've put some herbs, I think it's mixed herbs, on there, and then popping it in the oven. Here is the chicken out of the oven all done, and here's the bread now that it's all baked. Went down a treat, and here's the dinner all served up. So the boys have both had 2 chicken pieces each. I wasn't that hungry, I had a big lunch, so I had 1 piece of chicken, and as you'll see in a second, I've already eaten my bread. So my dinner looks very small, but yeah, it was still really nice. I just tend to, I can't not eat my bread if it's there, so I ate that quickly. And then Lily's one, I chopped up her chicken for her, gave her some peas and corn for her to try, but I don't think she did on this occasion, and she did eat some of her bread, so she's just a nightmare to feed really. But the boys really enjoyed this dinner, and so did I. So it's now Sunday. Friday and Saturday we were actually away at Paulson's Park for a mini break, so we had dinner out, and I just forgot to film what it was that we had for dinner that night. But tonight I've got again some homemade bread rolls, some patatas bravas that I've had a seasoning mix for, so I just halved baby potatoes and put those in, chucked an onion on there too, covered it in oil. I've got an antipasti selection from Gareth's nan that she gave us, and I've just chopped up some salad and got some lettuce there, a sausage roll and some cheese slices and chorizo for the children. So that brings me to the end of our meals of the week. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.